Hey everybody, Edo here, and the good folks at Blue Orange Games have sent along New York 1901 by Chénier La Salle, maybe something like that, and the magnificent Vincent Dutrait illustrated. And I have to say, Blue Orange said, hey, would you like to get a game to review? And I said, sure. And then they said, it's New York 1901. And I was like, what? That doesn't sound like a fun kids game. And I was I was sort of like a sad panda. I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be something I'd play with my little kids. And, but then I got it, and I was like, wow. I looked at the back of the box, and I saw the art, but also that it was essentially skyscraper building, sort of Ticket to Ride vibe, the outstanding pieces, the jigsaw puzzle piece board, and I was just like, these guys won. This is awesome. And I've played this game more than most games that I review. I've played this game at least 10 times. I've played it with 2 players, 3 players, 4 players. I've played this game a lot, not because I reviewed it, because I enjoy it. This is a game I'm going to play a lot. And I'm going to give a quick overview on how to play, but really, if you're into casual, mid-range, or even light Euro fare, where your 30 to 45 minute play cycle, everyone having simple actions on their turns, moving around. That's like your style game, Ticket to Ride, Takenoko, like any of that stuff. If you like it, just go get it. Excellent game, excellent production value. Kudos to Blue Orange to be moving into these types of games and doing it with a new designer. You know, all types of reasons that this game should appeal to you. And really, I think there are a couple nuances about it that are particularly interesting, but I'm just flat out recommended. Okay? So, this isn't really how you set up the board, and I've just got the components out here, and this is a big board and hard to... But basically what you're doing in this game is you are, on your turn, collecting deeds to locations in the city, and they come in colors, and each color is represented on the board either as a 2 spot, which is the, 2 together with a dotted line, or a 3 spot, which is the flowers. And on your turn, you can claim a spot with a card. You draw, you say, I got this 3 red. I claim the spot in the board, and I would take this card, and I can build automatically on that, and I'll talk about building in a second, but I need to build something that fits that space. This is the starting tile, we'll build right here. And it doesn't have, I could do 2 of the 3. Or, if I have buildings already in place, I can demolish and build. So on your turn, you can claim and build, or claim and build and also demolish. So that's essentially what you're doing. And what's really interesting about this game is you have these jigsaw puzzle pieces, and you're building into the spaces along the board, and there are different ages, so it goes from bronze to silver to gold, and you sort of upgrade your pieces along the way while focusing on this sort of micro, territory control versus the other players. As you're not forced to a particular color, you can go to any color and sort of build throughout the board. And while you're doing that, you're earning pieces, and you're moving around earning points by completing buildings and moving around the track. As you move up the track, you unlock the different ages, bronze, silver, and gold. And then there are a couple community objectives. One is these awesome mega buildings, and each player can get 1, and they're worth different points, so it's sort of a race to get these, as well as a couple targets where the person with the most buildings on a certain road, like Broadway or Cedar, gets a bonus, sort of like in Ticket to Ride, there's those single bonuses. And then there are there's always one sort of extra goal in the game. This one will give bonus points to the person with the most silver, bronze, or gold locations. This one is really about having a ton of bronze, and just, it mixes it up. There are player tokens, but they're mostly meaningless. You get to start at a different location on the board, but it's not color dependent, and the art is fantastic. Lastly, you have action cards, and these action cards let you shuffle the cards here, they let you build twice, and that kind of things. These are single use, which is particularly interesting. So the play is essentially looking for and thinking about where you want to be on the board, building it up, building and demolishing, building points as you go, and working towards the objectives. Okay. To be clear, I do not consider this a gateway game. It, for a couple reasons, it just falls beyond it. This is the game you play after Ticket to Ride. This is the second experience. I would not give this as a gift to somebody who is unfamiliar with board games, who likes a bunch of blue-orange stuff but hasn't played this type of thing, nor would I bring a new gamer into my house and play this with them first. Fantastic game. Tons of fun. Do buy it. But I think it looks like that. You think of it like that. It has the trappings of that, but it misses being that. I'm not even saying it was meant to be that. I have no idea. But I think it'd be easy to think it was that, and it isn't. One of the key reasons is, well, firstly, I think the instructions missed. I think this game is a really simple premise. It's easy to play, and you sit there and you just grind out on the instructions. So certainly you want to teach them how to play. I would not want first-time gamer to hit those instructions. 1. 2, it's really competitive. Not so competitive in some hurtful action way, but everything about this game sort of tilts you into combat. Not combat, but pushes you towards wanting to block or stop or impact other players, and in a way that is very sort of obvious and sort of really forced. It's a very small board. The interactions there's lots of placement interactions, and as you play, you're really only selecting from a small number of cards. And you really always want to be building and growing because it's an extremely tight game. Everyone has the same pieces to begin with. They sort of build on the same points. You're going to be moving up the track really close to each other. You're always neck and neck. And it's really even the bonus cards on the road push you to each other. The trying to get these big buildings and jam other people in these big buildings. All of the objectives are sort of evident, and they just are visible and push players into this conflict. And so, Emily won't play this game all the time. She'll play it sometimes. But I think there's something that is missing from that casual play, from that want to be able to do your own thing and not feel like you can't not be in conflict with each other. You can't sit back in this game. And I think for gamers and people who are core heavy players who want some lighter fare every once in a while, it's great. I think reviews out of those groups are going to be great. But I think maybe not so much for somebody who wants to be a little bit more casual about play. And I also think there's a missed opportunity when building cities. My background's in video games, but you sort of have a aspirational objective. You have this idea, this feel, this want to create and make something pretty and build it out. And I feel like it sort of invites you to do that. But then it penalizes you. It's like, no, you can't play this because you want to make the buildings in different places and build your little city. This isn't a game where you can get any satisfaction about building your little city. I mean, you got to deal with all the things on the board. So, again, highly recommended. Great game. I think it just hits at a little different of a beat. So, subscribe, share, all that jazz. More importantly, play some great games. Thanks. Bye.